What is up, everybody? It's your boy Brian from American Auto coming at you today with a very special, one of a kind. Coming to you today with a special deal. So my buddy Jared from Top Notch Trees, aka Sasquatch, well, him and his wife went to the Bahamas. He went down there to see if he could scare up some business, maybe. They went down there to go have a vacation. Well, while he's down, before we go on vacation, I've got a week or two. So we figured we'd go ahead and bring his big work truck in here again and go ahead and do some servicing on it. So he left me a list of things to do, and we're jumping on them. Let me show you where we're at. In case you don't remember, this big beast with the big old front bumper is the Top Notch Trees 23 tree service work truck, okay? And this is the bad boy we got to work on. Now, if you look down in there, you can see some shiny. That's because it wasn't on the list, but when that truck was sitting there and I saw that wheel right there kicked out like that, I knew what it was. It was that guy there, bad wheel bearing. Well, when I got in there to look at that and see how bad it was, realized them brakes was shot. So we went ahead and replaced the wheel bearing on this side and the brakes on both sides. And it looks like to me he done bent that bump. No, he didn't. It was just way outstanding. Anyhow, so we've got them pretty yellow spark plug wires there that need to be modified and put on there. We've got all this stuff over here. Looks like a swap meet up in here. Inside door handles, outside door handles, tensioner pulley, door pins. We got door pins to put on. New distributor cap, blinker switch, and four-wheel drive actuator, new serpentine belt. All this stuff has to be put on. So, it's not really anything special on this, guys, but yet it is, because it is the Top Notch Trees big block, big boy truck. But along with the door pins, we got to fix a couple other things. See that bottom of that door pin there, how bent it is? Yeah. Well, you shouldn't be able to take the door. It shouldn't make that noise, for starters. And secondly, you shouldn't be able to do that with it. It shouldn't be making nice shinies down there. It shouldn't be contacting that like that. And furthermore, when you shut the door, it shouldn't still be open. Okay? Oh. And we got to work on this. So, we got a list of things to do on this work truck here. And coming soon, we'll be fabricating a new ladder rack for this. Getting that big headache rack off. Actually, I think we're going to leave the headache rack on. I'll just modify it some. And then we're going to put the one post in right here. Well, actually on that side. Do that. And then cut the rest of this off. And just make that right there come out and up to hold this end of the rack, the ladder. Because he wants to be able to haul fifth wheel trailers. And he's already got the hitch and everything for it. So we're going to put the hitch in here. But that all comes later. In the meantime, we are going to do the rest of it. That being said, it's already late in the day, and I have been fighting that wheel right there all day long, getting that wheel bearing changed. My God, if you've never done one on a 3500, it's a blast. Y'all jump right on in there and try it. Luckily, somebody's already done that side at some point in the past, so we didn't have to worry about that one. But we did end up getting to put a new ABS sensor on this side too while we was at it. So, yeah, that being said, let's rock and roll. Outside of that, guys, yeah, that's all the stuff we got to do. So, I will bring you guys back when we get back on this. Now, I've got another car coming in the morning that I've got to do brakes on for a guy. That won't take long, then we'll be right back on this guy here. Also, let's keep you updated on what else is going on. See the green Saturn out there? Yep, we got to do a once over on it. Possibly change a CV axle boot on it and get that one done and out. That one is actually pretty easy. I drove that car yesterday. My God, that thing runs good. And then, of course, you know about old redneck here. But anyhow, so that's where we're at. That part's already done. That was the hard part. The rest of that stuff's going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. And I will take you guys along and teach you how to put in inside and outside door handles on your 2000 model Chevrolet truck. All right, hang tight and I'll see y'all in a second. For me, it'll be... So where we left off at was I had already done the wheel bearing and the brakes. Now yesterday, it's been a couple days since I videoed because I've been so busy working on this truck trying to get it done, along with some other things in and out. Now, next thing, on a big block 454 gas engine like this, lesson learned, you cannot put these kind of spark plug wires on that. Will not work, all right? That's number one. Number two, when you have to change the cap and the rotor on it, plan your day. Yeah. Make sure you have all the tools you need. Now, I will say this. O'Reilly's had this little set with the T15 and the T20 screwdriver in it. And you can see how big it is. It's not big at all. But that is a detriment. You have to have the T20 out of that. That's the cheapest set I could find from O'Reilly's or anybody. But you have to have that because the way that the cap goes, I'll show you here. The way the cap goes, come on. Cap sets just like this, okay? This screw here goes back here. You can get to that one. That's easy. But this screw here on this side that you can't hardly get to with it out of the truck, and even harder holding the camera, well, that sets just like that. Now, on a small block, it's easy. On the big block, you have that massive intake that goes all the way to right about there. So you see how much room you got? That's about it. Now, you can't put a swivel on it because it hits the side of the cap. Can't use a bell type because it hits the side of the cap. I even tried using my extension stars. These guys hits the side of the cap. So, that's why it's very important that you have to have just the screwdriver only on the 454 ones. Anyway, so we got that done hours later, and yeah, it runs like a top now. Runs absolutely flawless. Now, back onto it. The door is setting off of it. Now, this door is still uber heavy, but you'll notice it's stripped out. That's for several reasons. One, you have to, it don't have regular panels on the inside for your regulators and stuff. It's this big metal plate right here that's screwed on there under the regular door panel, okay? And if you're having to fix door hinges, well, guess what? If you'll notice, those are welded on. So they have to be drilled out. You can see that right there. Anyway, we got to drill these out and put the new shims in them and get this truck back in order. So let's get after it. And yeah, I'll bring you guys back when I get to the next spot. All right, everybody, it's the next morning because I worked on this truck until I was blue in the face yesterday. But notice this, you can't get your hand behind it anymore. Yeah. Now, it still has a small issue, but that's because the owner saw a TikTok where you could take a board and do some kind of adjusting, and he thought that was going to work. Well, this is what it did. If you'll notice, that don't quite line up. And I'll show you the inside of the hinges. You cannot adjust these. These hinges are non-adjustable. They're just there, top and bottom. But what we did do is put new bushings in, re-drilled it, put the new bushings in, top and bottom, and put the new pins in. And now That being said, perfect shut every time. Okay. Also, that is the new door handle. Very nice. That is the new door handle. And let's see if it'll fire up this morning. Fires up perfect and runs perfectly smooth. And then if you look over there, new door handle. And the backs are not new and didn't need to change those. The outsides are still good because the backs don't get used as much. But this window would only come down about this far. So I had to go in and check that. Well, when you take this door panel off, right back in here is the lock actuator that makes the lock go up and down and do its thing, which these locks don't half work anyway. Well, it is supposed to be riveted to the plate that's behind here. Well, the rivets came out and it was laying over, so whenever you go to roll the window down, it would come down to about here on the bottom and hit that and stop. So, fix that. This window here kept coming off the track. It had a couple problems. The main rack that goes down through here was broke off. We fixed that. But aside from that, in the bottom of this door is supposed to be a stop. It's in that door. Well, if that stop is not there, then when you roll the window down automatically, it don't know when to stop. Okay? Which means it'll go all the way down to the bottom of the door or until it runs out of gear. Problem with that is the slider rail that keeps the window straight, that is right here, comes out because it only goes to about that right here, and then when the window goes all the way down, that wheel pops out the end and goes from there. When you go to roll the window back up, the window comes up crooked like that. So what we did is we took some black foam, which is what they used from the factory initially. In a Chevrolet truck, if you pull the door panel off and look in the bottom of the door, you'll see this big square black foam. That big square black foam, its sole purpose in life is not to deaden sound. It is to stop the window from going down anymore. Hey, whatever works, right? So I actually took different kind of foam, a harder density foam, which is this stuff right here, and which is ironically the same stuff I use on my ceiling. But I took that kind of foam there. I cut strips to go in the door in the very bottom and stacked it 3 high, which worked out to be absolutely perfect. Tucked it down in there real nice and tight, sealed it in, and guess what? Window works perfect now. Notice front wheels look straight. So, that's what we wound up doing. Everything on this truck is good now. Let me see, I'll show you the outside door handle on the other side, see if that... There you go. Outside door handle on this one's fixed. But the inside working just like it's supposed to. Okay. So, there's that. I did not put his magnet back on the same place he had it, but anyway, that's the Top Notch Trees work truck done. Now, guys, I know in this video I didn't get to show y'all a whole lot of what I was doing. And the reason behind that is because there's not a lot of room to work in there, okay? So that's why I didn't show a whole bunch. So I'm sorry about that. Now, if you type in window regulators on an OBS Chevy, there is a channel that comes up. Oh, and the striker mechanism. For the OBS Chevys, they're apparently all the same for the front driver's side door. You can order them off Amazon. I was able to fix that one, which is fine. From however long he's been slamming that door trying to get it shut, it's messed it up. But I was able to fix it. Everything's good now, okay? But if you have to order the striker mechanism, this what is it called? The door latch mechanism is what it's called. On Amazon, they have them for the OBS Chevys for $29 up to $59. If you call O'Reilly's, they'll tell you they can't get it, or they'll tell you it's $160 for the one that they do have access to, but they have to order it out of California. So there's that. If there's a middle of the road one, I would go on Amazon and get that one if it were me, and I had to do that. But for the sake that he's coming to get this truck today, I was able to get his fixed and not stress it. So that being said, I've got to go on and move on because I've got to drive out to Church Hill and fix an alternator on a minivan. Yay. So I've got to load up some tools, take them with me. And guys, as soon as I get back to the shop, we got the break-in oil, the filter, and all that. It's time to fire this beast up. So we're going to fire up the small block 355 and get it going. Also, we have to put in our new air compressor. Yeah. Anyway, so that's going to do it for this one, guys. Not a very good video, but it is a video, and it's maybe instructional to you. Maybe it just gives the trolls something to talk about. Who knows? But outside of that, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Stick around because we got way more great content coming. And we still got the Harley going on. We got parts fixing to come in on it. Still got more work to do. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And we will catch y'all on the next one. Remember, if it don't challenge you, it don't change you. And everything I do seems to be a challenge. Therefore, I'm always changed. God bless everybody. Thank you.